Entonces yo...
Hello.
Hello.
I am with my friend Mancini. Maria Mancini from, she's located in Toronto, Canada, but she is from Mexico, and she is our amazing person who we get the cacao from, the cacao that I use in my ceremonies. You've all heard me talk about Mayana cacao, and I thought it'd be really fun to bring Maria on board to tell us more about the cacao that she is sharing with the world, this beautiful heart medicine.
Yes,
So,
thank you
you
so
want to share a
much.
little bit about yourself first? Tell us how you
Yes,
got from Maria, from Mexico to Canada and started your business.
yes, thank you for for your time for this interview. I'm always happy to talk about cacao and the fascinating history of chocolate. And so there's a big relationship with the history of chocolate and my origins. I'm Mexican, yes, from the central region of Mexico. Uh, I said I like to say that when people ask me where I come from, I come from the land where the cats were born, because that's literally the meaning of the word Teotihuacan, which is where the Aztec civilization developed in the 6th, 7th century.
Mm-hmm.
So Teotihuacan nowadays is this area where we can find the pyramids, just 100 or a couple of 100 kilometers from Mexico City. So that's where I come from, and then cacao, the origin of cacao that I am offering with Mayana is from south of Mexico, southwest, which is Chiapas. Chiapas is the state, and the region is called Soconusco. So it's this region where the Mayan civilization first developed, and then where we call the origins of cacao from this land, where the first trees were cultivated by the Mayan, and the cacao is I have experimented with superfoods since long time ago, and cacao is one of the superfoods that I really appreciate and I love, and I believe in the health benefits. It's amazing the health benefits that can bring to us, offering to us. And so when for several reasons, I moved to Canada in 2011. I was traveling to Canada back and forth to Mexico since 2008. But in 2011, I moved to Canada, and
That's a big change, Mexico to Canada.
yes, Montreal. I was.
Oh, you're in Montreal.
I fell in love with Montreal and the people, the community, and a lot of conscious people and artistic people, and so I actually had the opportunity to know more about superfoods and healthy diet, and believe in that having a plant-based diet can really heal humanity. And so I was finding cacao in Canada, that cacao that comes from Peru and from Ecuador. But we don't have cacao that comes from Mexico in Canada. So I had that need of having good quality cacao and being able to get in Canada. So I was had myself the inspiration to bring it for myself and for people around me. And so I traveled to Soconusco because I know from the history of chocolate the origins of cacao. Um, so it's from Soconusco. It develops, the history starts in Soconusco. So I wanted to be able to offer cacao that I feel proud of the product, but also the origins, and also to share about my history, which is, and my ancestors, which is the ancient civilizations of Mayan and Aztec. And so that's how I found the inspiration and the opportunity to start my business in offering cacao.
Yeah,
Dairy
and how
cacao.
did so can you tell us a little bit about the history? Like how did cacao become, because it was quite sacred to the Mayans and the Aztecs.
Yes, so it was very special. Probably they didn't really understand what were, I mean, at that time, what were the components of cacao, or what, why there was something special in cacao, um, which in, they gave it the value, first of all, to the seeds, not the chocolate as a drink. And first of all, the Mayan gave the value of currency. It was the currency. They were trading merchandise with the conquerors from Europe, who arrived to this land, and that was about the sixth century. And then we actually know that they gave this value of the seeds as their currency, because they knew that it was like a special, different fruit.
Right.
Yeah, because of the presentation, like how it's the pod. It's from the tree, but you actually just don't eat the pod. You have to be able to open it, and then the seeds there, which when it's a fresh fruit, is delicious. But then they didn't know at that time like how to consume as a food or as a drink. And then so they were given this value of it was the currency to trade merchandises. And then the Aztecs is a different civilization, developed 200 years after the Mayan first communities. And then so the Aztec were conquerors of that land. They developed in the central region of Mexico, but they were traveling long distance traders who were traveling to the south, and then bringing lots of bringing to or taking to the central region of Mexico all the richness, all the plants and feathers and animals from south to central region of Mexico. And they knew the value that the Mayan were giving already to the seeds, cacao seeds. And so they were the first who they tried to prepare a drink, which is chocolate. The name of cacao comes from it's called Mixozoquian. That's an ancient language of the first Mayan communities, who had actually the origins from another civilization, which is called the Olmecs. Before the Mayan, they developed in this region, and then from that language is the origin of the word cacao. Cacao. And then the Aztec take it to the central region of Mexico, and they prepare this bitter water. It must be has been very bitter indeed. They were just toasting under the sun, like
Right.
toasting the beans.
Yep.
And grinding it with these black stones grinders that they used
Isn't
to
that
use.
is that where mole comes from?
That's another recipe, and with other chilies and.
Okay.
But one of the ingredients of mole is chocolate. But no, it was actually just grinded and then blended with water.
Mm-hmm.
And then is the origin. When you prepare cacao in a recipe, that's what it's called, chocolate. When you process cacao, and then you blend it with other ingredients, and then that's chocolate. So the origin of chocolate, the word chocolate, it comes from the Nahuatl, which is the language of the Aztec Empire. So it's chocolate, which means bitter water. Bitter water, because yeah,
and it is very bitter.
It is very bitter, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and then by the time the Aztec had were preparing cacao, the conquerors already had arrived in south of Mexico, Europeans, who probably they are the ones who brought some spices like cinnamon from can be from Europe, or probably they had it already from Asia. We had it in Mexico, vanilla and cayenne. And so with all these spices, the Aztec mixed them and prepare this blend that they call it chocolate. And so it's a spicy recipe, bitter, very bitter indeed. And they were already preparing it like a foamy, like a foam, a drink, a beverage with foam.
Mm-hmm.
And the women were from high up were like pouring the chocolate into another recipe, and again, until they had this like foamy drink.
Yep.
And only the leaders of these communities, for the Mayan and also for the Aztec, only they had hierarchies already.
Yeah.
And only the people who had certain privilege. So the priests, the governors of the communities, the Aztec communities, had certain times where they were able to drink this drink, and certain occasions, and they were doing it when they had rituals, because the Aztecs were warriors. So, and they were they had gods for gods for the rain, the wind, the maize, and so they were having these rituals, ceremonies where they were doing sacrifices, human sacrifices. They were taking the heart of a person out of the body and offering to the gods. And so in these rituals, in these ceremonies, also when they were marriages, when they had arts ceremonies, because they also had the art school. So it's when these special occasions they were drinking chocolate or cacao.
Yeah.
Yes. And so they had also rules, like women, children, they were not allowed to drink this because of the effects of the drink. We're gonna talk about the components of cacao a little bit, but the cacao or chocolate, and then there's also another drink that we still have in Mexico nowadays that is called pulque, which is a drink that comes from the agave plant, that you get drunk with this natural fermented drink. And so those two drinks were prohibited to drink for all the community. It was just certain people who had privilege
Right.
to drink it.
Because they were really honoring the cacao and.
Well, yeah, so the cacao, in the rituals, when they used to have human sacrifices, they used to see the cacao drink, the chocolate, already as a symbol of blood. And just because the people who was being sacrificed, it was a privilege for them to be sacrificed, but it must be something probably horrific. And so they were offering this drink to the person who was going to die.
Oh.
Because cacao, one of the components, which is theobromine, it's an alkaloid that has inhibiting effects.
Inhibits, yeah.
Yeah, yes, and so that was like allowing them to relax and to just be aware, be present, and yeah. So that was like an offering for the people who was going to die, and it was also a symbol of blood that they were doing a reverence when they were drinking and offering to the gods. So that's all these meanings and symbols that they gave to cacao as a drink and cacao as the plant, the seeds. That all, yeah, has particular and special. Yeah, it's a revered botanical, a revered plant, and it's because of that, because of the effects, because of the mostly because of that, because of the effects in the human body.
Which are what? That it's so revered. What are some of the qualities?
Well, as a superfood, I can say, first of all, is one of them is the most potent botanical antioxidant. Most potent antioxidant food or plant, and for also for this inhibition effects. Okay. That comes from the component from theobromine, and no other food has that component.
Inhibits? Is that the right? No, what's, I'm not quite following what that word is. Inhibits? Inhibiting what? Stopping, if that's the right word.
It lets you be, so what the effect is, well, okay, the components is high in iron, it's high in magnesium. Iron, what happens is that provides with oxygen.
Yes.
To your blood, to your brain. So what happens is that then you are aware. It's not like a boost of energy instantly.
No, well, I don't know. In our cacao ceremonies, there's a big boost in energy.
Yes, and also especially because you prepare a special drink for your ceremony.
Yes,
so it's more is stronger dose.
Yeah, it's
right.
1.5
and you put the intention and well all the context.
Well, and it's also ceremonial cacao, which I would love for you to. Too many questions, but I would love for you to address like specifically the ceremonial cacao.
Well, ceremonial cacao or just cacao. What I have to say about it is,
because people, because people like, well, what's the difference? I can just go to the store, get some organic cacao powder, and then we go. And I say, well, there's a difference. There's a difference between the ceremonial cacao and the organic stuff in the store, which is fine. It's good, but I always share that it's heirloom, the stuff that comes from
Yeah,
you,
so
the
what I can
original.
tell from the cacao that I'm offering, Mayana, so yeah, is the quality, is high grade. Why is high grade? Is because it's heirloom cacao. That means that the cacao is harvested from trees that are more over 100 years old.
Yeah, the heirloom, right.
Yeah, exactly. And is cacao that is organic, no pesticides, nothing than just garlic, onion, and water have touched these trees, the fruits of these trees. They need this to kill. There's an something that is called moniliasis. That is an illness that the fruit gets, and the fruit get dries, and it's
Oh,
easy
okay.
to pollute the other fruits and
The
the other trees.
garlic and the onions keep that
So
out.
they prepare their yeah, since their ancestors of the people that I'm working with in Chiapas, since their ancestors and all several generations, they they have, that's the organic fertilizers that they use, their own fertilizers, to take care of those trees, of these fruits.
Yeah.
So biodiversity is rich in this region. Flowers, fruits, almost everything can grow there for their climate, their ecosystems, um, uh, characteristics or
Yeah.
particularities. And so cacao is native. So all these trees get the nutrients from the earth, from the soils that are very rich.
Yeah.
And so cacao from this region is called fine aroma cacao. Fine aroma cacao smells fruity, has aromas.
I know when your package arrives to me, my whole house smells of cacao. Yum.
Something good, exactly. A lot of people who have tasted cacao, they are afraid to taste my products when I offer a piece of, just a small piece of cacao paste, cacao liqueur, or a sip of the elixirs that I prepare, and they are expecting to have like a very bitter flavor of the chocolate, but it's not. It's just the pure liqueur, pure what we in the market we know it as a paste, um, is like, it tastes like if it was already a processed chocolate, but it's pure cacao. It has a lot of yeah, it's the aroma and is the taste of fruity.
I love
Fine.
texture. When I mix it up, it's so creamy. People often, when we do our ceremonies, people say, "Oh my gosh, it's so creamy and delicious."
Yes. So yeah, it's because of the origin, from the land where it comes from, and I offer cacao as a superfood. The elixir blends that I prepare with blend with other superfoods and spices. I offer as that you add as part of your daily diet, because definitely it's a way to add to your health the benefits that just
You
one.
talk a lot about the health, the physical, and I talk a lot about the spiritual, right?
Yes.
When
So
in ceremony, I say it's beautiful heart medicine. It helps us with our creativity, focus. Like if I really need to focus in on something, I have some of the cacao, and whew, it's like laser. And then, of course, we combine it with the shamanic journey and that trance state that we go into with the cacao
yeah.
and the drumming. that's where people, off they go and they get there.
Exactly. So I think the main, so what is most important here, and that you can give the meaning that you want for your ceremonies, or to the cacao that you have in your kitchen. Let's say you have cacao in your kitchen, and why not eating it, like having it anytime, right? I drink it, and I feel very inspired. I'm awake and aware to create, and then I create. I music, all this art that comes together with cacao, with the Mayana project. So what it's most important, and is the intention. So you said this is cacao, well, already high grade. The story of this cacao that you are offering to the people that join you for a ceremony. I don't know if you call them your clients, your friends, the community that joined you for a ceremony. First of all, as you mentioned, it's very important the knowledge and wisdom that you already have, to respect the context of a ceremony, to respect every element, and you know how to guide a shamanic journey, and then give that intention to cacao to help you take these people on a journey that you are expecting everyone has a great outcome of it.
Yeah.
Healing outcome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the intention of already, I have this cup of cacao here to drink it in the morning, or I have this cup of cacao here to drink it now that I'm having this interview, this chat with you. Or when I'm going to the fire, by the fire, to enjoy it. But also I have this cup when I'm gonna go have a ceremony with you. So you're preparing the cacao, you're already given this intention, and it's when you call it, and you made it for yourself and for the people that you're going to share ceremonial cacao. So yes, already it's very important that you appreciate, the origins of the cacao that you're offering, because when we first met and you wanted to choose this cacao to try, you said, I want to taste it, and then you receive it, and then you try it, and you said that it made you toning.
That's right. For the people listening, yes, I literally tasted it, and immediately the toning came in. For those that know me, that spirit coming through saying, yes, this is the cacao.
So
for us.
what I have to, and then I told you, and what I have to say about is, first of all, the love and the respect that I have for this product, which is called cacao, and the appreciation for the people who is cultivating this cacao in Mexico, the respect for the land, and our relationship. We're working together on a project. The farmers that I'm working with in Mexico, they are certified organic. Is farmers, is native people. I mean, is native, I mean that they are from there. Their ancestors,
right, they're the locals, right?
Cacao for hundreds of years, and so these people is conscious people, and they lost a lot of the production of cacao because of ignorance. They started to grow coffee and more coffee, and other products, but other plants. But nowadays they understand, because together we have this vision of bring back the glory of this land and, and our ancestors, yes, and the
Yes.
teachings and the product itself, because the product is already very good. Is the scarcest variety. If we talk about cacao and chocolate in the market, this variety of cacao is the scarcest in the market.
The rarest cacao on the market. Wow.
Not much production.
Right. Because being heirloom, yeah, something, and that's one thing to
Exactly.
share.
Because there's
It's not
no,
Hershey's chocolate. No.
there's a lot. Let's say it's just an example, because sometimes so there's misunderstandings and also about the quality and the origins of cacao, not just because they say okay, it comes from Mayan lands. It's already this quality and this special variety. There are companies, big chocolate companies, that have bought land. This is happened a lot in Ecuador, in Peru. They bought the land, and so they bring new seeds, and they are blending the seeds and
Hybrid.
creating
Right.
new varieties, and
Right.
but then is again, the
Ceremonial.
intention is again to mass produce. It's again business. And so I'm proud of having this good intention to offering a product that is really going to help us to heal, not just physically, but what the people like you, you want to offer this element to the people that join you in ceremonies, to help them heal from their spirit, their
Yeah,
soul.
really help. It's honoring the spirit of cacao by, not messing with her, keeping her in the original beautiful state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So I appreciate the plant, the fruit, the tree, the seeds, the
And just
food.
tell me can you just give us like the 3 or 4 things that you said you were sharing before? It's got a lot of magnesium, a lot of iron. So the iron gives more oxygen to our
Mhm.
system. Magnesium makes us more relaxed,
Yes.
right? And is there
And
something
exactly,
else?
magnesium is a mineral that most of the food lacks.
Mm-hmm.
We lack of, we humans,
Yep.
human bodies lack of it. So that's a good source of magnesium, and that the plant cacao can offer us.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is that cacao travels in your blood. It opens your blood vessels and also intensify other ingredients, so let other foods to be more better absorbed by your
Mm-hmm.
body.
Mm.
And but the main and then theobromine, the alkaloid, is an alkaloid that has this effect of you are aware because of oxygen, iron, you're aware, but theobromine helps you to feel calm, to relax. So then you are aware, you are active, but you are relaxed. No, it's not just anxiety, like sometimes or many
Right.
cases,
Like
like
coffee can do, or
coffee,
yeah.
coffee.
And why do they say, because I always say chocolate is love, right? And cacao is always related to the heart. Now, other than your story about the human sacrifice, offering of the heart, where does that come from?
Well,
You know?
I hear often, and I hear that cacao is heart opening. And to be honest, I feel that this is a phrase that is being mostly learned, and people repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. But my belief and conception of this is We human beings um, are born by love. We are made and born, and we are love, and our heart is open. What is not open is our brain, is our mind. So if you see, it makes sense. So it's more about open your mind so that you can feel your heart.
I like that.
We
Yeah.
are love. We are love. Your heart is open. It's our mind that is busy and make us believe that we are not able to love or being loved, receive love.
Beautiful.
And we know all, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we
Yep.
know all that what we give, it's what we receive. And as human beings, we are love. Just for the fact that we are beings, uh,
Yeah. Yep.
life
Made
beings.
in the
We are love.
light spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, we are love. So our heart is like a fire place that is a fire, a bonfire that if we give like wood and wood, it's gonna be there alive. But more than like in bigger fire. But it's always gonna be um, lighter the fire because just for the fact that is beating, our heart is beating. Yes. So
Beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for all of that. Now, if people would like to get some cacao from you, how can they find you?
mhm. I have my website,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
What is it?
www.mayana, Mayana .global.
Okay. .com.
No, just mayana.global. And then there's a link to shop, and then you will find all the products that I'm offering.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for your time today and sharing with us all about this amazing cacao that you share with the world. And
Yes, thank you so much for appreciating the cacao, the product that I'm offering with love. As I said, it comes from good hearts and good hands from
yes,
Mexico.
yes.
We are supporting the farmers, the land, our Mother Earth, and ourselves
So important.
by consuming Mayana cacao.
Yeah. Well, I hope to see you on a cacao ceremony soon.
Yes, I would love to.
One of the
Yes.
online now. Now you can join us from afar.
Yes, totally. Thank you. I hope you enjoy cacao, Mayana cacao. As I said, I offer it with love and respect for Mother Earth.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.